What's up, everyone? How are we doing today? We are officially into the December format for 2019. So I wanted to give you guys my new Cyber Dragon Pure profile, and it wouldn't quite be me if I didn't have a little bit of spice in there. Before we get started, we didn't hit our goal for Cyber Monday, but to anyone who is subscribed by January 1st, I'll pick 1 or 2 people, and you can go on Stay Classy's website. I'll have a link down below, and pick out any of their in-stock field centers for those 2 people, and I will ship them to you. They just got this brand new gorgeous Cyber Dragon Infinity one, going nice with the collection of Cyber Dragon and the alternate art. So without further ado, we're going to get to the profile. Playing pure, so we're still playing 3 Cyber Dragons. I will cover some combos and tips with the deck too, a little bit right after the profile, but try not to take too long of your guys' time. 3 Cyber Dragons, pretty standard for pure. Really the only card you want to normal summon, Cyber Dragon Core. Searching your spells and your traps just to really rattle your combos off every time. Banish it from the graveyard, which actually comes up in this build, and I will show you how when we get there. Not that it doesn't come up normally, but it comes up especially sneakily good here. Triple Hurts. Been seeing a lot of people talking about 2 lately, and I really can't stress enough in pure how good 3 is. Not just getting your Cyber Dragon back for your easy infinity, but getting your core and your Naxter back from your graveyard. Speaking of the latter, double Naxter. It's a switch I made. I still think 3 is pretty good in pure also. I wouldn't play less than 2, especially in a format where I've seen a lot of people main decking DD Crow. Just a really good, basically a monster reborn. Get your infinity back, your Nova, your Rampage, your Twin. Just so versatile. Chain block himself with Hearth. I still love the 1 Fear. Not just for, well, it's a level 4 for Overflow, which is really overlooked, I think. And then a free body on board, but also chain blocking your core and even your Fear to an extent. But chain blocking your core, not just from like Ash Blossom, but like from an Appaloosa or on field negate, because then they have to negate your Fear, not your core. Honorary Cyber Dragon, double Galaxy Soldier. Really considered playing 3, and I've been playing around with 3, and I do kind of like it, and I really don't think it's bricky at all. Due to space, though, I'm still just playing the 2. 1 Jizukiru. Fun play with him that I'll show you guys a little bit later. Great removal. More great removal. Pankratops. Love this card going second. The Beat Stick that you can just pick out and choose when to hit an opponent's card, playing around floodgates, just all kinds of good things. Hand traps. I really feel like these are some of the better hand traps this format. I absolutely love DD Crow right now. Hits basically every deck, and it can shut Orcust right down in their tracks, and then we just OTK them. Hits Striker pretty good, hits Salad, hits really just any of the big decks. I've even hit Thunder Dragon before, where if they used one of their like Hawk Roar or Dragon Dark effects, and they already used one, like the discard effect or so, you DD Crow it and get it out of the graveyard. Since they're hard once return either or effects, kind of like ours are, and then they can't banish it your turn for protection and get the effect. And then I don't think it's bricky. I love the Psy-Frame package. In testing, this guy really just wins games at times. The negate and destroy an opponent's monster effect really comes in super clutch. Lambda and IP Masquerena make it a lot less bricky, and if you already used your driver and you end up top decking one late in the game, top decking any hand trap at that point is really not any better, so I don't think it's really that bricky. Onto the spells. We have our triple Cyber Rhoda for the deck, essentially. And our one, I call it a flexible third Galaxy Soldier. 9 times out of 10, you're searching your Galaxy Soldier, but it's flexible in that you can search Jizukiru, you can search out any of your Cyber Dragon monsters. And it actually is a good point to note. We pretty much all know by now, if the activation's negated, you can discard a card, add it to your hand, and reactivate it. There's quite a few monster effects that boards put out right now that do negate activation, so good thing to keep in the back of your mind. The Cyber Rev system, I like it at 1. More than 1's perfectly fine. I don't know if I'd play more than 2, but the protection effect gets overlooked, I feel like, and most people just use it as a searchable extender. Sometimes I like the protection effect like on a Zeger, so it's 4200 attack essentially and can't be destroyed by card effects. Fusion spells, just the 1 overload, 1 cyber load. This deck really doesn't focus on fusion summoning at all for the win condition, which we'll get to pretty shortly. Still playing 3 machine dupe. Considered swapping that ratio with the next card, but for now I'm just going to keep it at 3 because going first, it's definitely the better one of the 2. And to the Spice finally, because like I said, it would not be one of my deck profiles without a little bit of flair to it, I suppose. Not that I came up with this, it's been in the group for a long time. I think Leon was the first one I remember seeing pushing for it hardcore, and I know other people have tried it at 3 with 3 machine dupe, and it's definitely been around the block a few times, but I am currently playing it again, and that's Infernal Reckless Summon. So in every way other than turn 1 going first, in my opinion, it is better than machine dupe, and I'm really considering switching the ratios. Say you top deck it with core in your graveyard, you just banish core to summon from your deck, trigger it, and then spam your whole field because you top decked it. You top deck a dupe, and odds are your Cyber Dragons are in the grave already, and you're not going to get anything off of it. So the core, that's one way to trigger it. Special summoning your Naxter is a really good way to trigger it. If you find the right cards here. Rev system back one of your baby Cybers to trigger it. If you use Nova to summon one of them, you can trigger it. There's just so many ways. Rampage or Foolishing a Hers to the grave to get Naxter back to your hand to special summon it. Just so many ways to get into it. Really, really like it, and it's been doing amazing for me. 1 Foolish Burial, and I can't find it, but 1 for 1, because 1 for 1's another way to trigger Infernal Reckless Summon. And I like citing Vanity's Fiend, and 1 for 1's a good way to get a body on board without normal summoning. And Vanity's Fiend is just super good this format. 1 Overflow still. Kind of considering 2, but this is a pretty dedicated go second deck, and I don't want to have anything that's going to clog that up too much. 2 Impermanents to round it out. If I had 3, I would play 3. It's the other hand trap that I just really, really love this format. Not once per turn. And you can use it going second if you draw it as your 6th card, so it's not dead. That's it for the main deck, so 41 cards once 1 for 1's in there. Extra deck, double Mega Fleet, and 1 Fortress, pretty standard. I do kind of like 2 Fortress Dragon, especially for the mirrors for Orcus. It hits Striker, but space is a little tight, so we're going to just play the 1. Other fusions, 1 Rampage and 1 Cyber Twin. Cyberload Battle Phase, OTK, just super clutch. And just I'm going to destroy you for a 12-6 and win. Xyz, we have our Nova, Infinity, and Pleiades. Going first, Core Dupe Extender. Not necessarily ideal to have a 3-card combo, but it's Cyber Dragon and we're all used to it at this point. Core Dupe Extender can get you your double ranks, your Infinity, your Pleiades, and it actually ends with IP Masquerena too, so you can, after you bounce with Pleiades, you can Masquerena and Pleiades into a Unicorn and get a 3rd disruption. So that's always really nice to have that option available. Onto our Link monsters, we have our Seeger, Almirage, them 2 are pretty standard for pure. Then a bunch of Link 2s. We're playing Cliffort because when we trigger our, well, Machine Dupe is one way, but otherwise you trigger your Infernal Reckless Summon, since your opponent's going to get a bunch of monsters too, assuming that they have a monster that they have 1 or 2 more of. They might spam 2 more of them back onto the field. And you summon to both of Cliffort's arrows, and you can use the effect to add Jizukiru and just kaiju one of their copies, odds are you're making an infinity so you can absorb another copy. So you just cleared out 2 copies just like that. So it's not like you're giving your opponent a bunch of free monsters, because you have a way to out 2 of them just by doing your normal combo. IP Masquerena, I'll show the play with her in a little bit here. Cyframe Lord Lambda, another play with him going first also. And then Phoenix and Unicorn. I just really like the non-targeting bounce, and then the get rid of a floodgate. Usually involves going into like core, then to All Mirage, get another machine on board and do it. But for the first example, like I said, let's do an easy one. Core dupe extender. So say that's our starting hand. We'd summon our Cyber Dragon core. This is going to be kind of real goofy for you guys here. We'll rearrange. Summon your core. And since we have Hearse in hand, we're going to search out Repair Plant. If we had Repair or Soldier, we'd search our Emergency to get to our Hearse. So we'll get our Repair Plant. Machine dupe on our core. Special summon our 2 Cyber Dragons. 2 Cyber Dragons. Well, core and a Cyber Dragon. For IP Masquerena, just 2 non-link monsters. Repair Plant. Getting to our Galaxy Soldier. Discard our Hers. And I would add the one back from our graveyard just to keep the one in deck, to keep the other machine dupes not completely dead, because there's at least a target in the graveyard now, or in the deck still. Pitch that one then to summon Galaxy Soldier. Overlaying the 2 to discard. Special summon. I suppose we should overlay for Nova first. Then Nova's effect to detach to special summon Cyber Dragon. Go into your Infinity. And then over here you go into your Pleiades, and you'd still have 2 in hand, so that you have a negate and destroy, bounce 1, and then IP effect to go into either one of your nightmares, and you can still discard a card and then bounce or pop respectively. However, at this point, if you happen to have Gamma in your hand, you would still have one other card for a discard too. But say you have Gamma in hand still, instead of going into Pleiades here, you can go link 2 here for Lambda. And now you can, on your opponent's turn, Gamma, since you control your Lambda. And summon your Driver also. And then to keep your other Gammas in your deck live, go with your Masquerena and your Driver into your Unicorn, discarding your final card. So you'd have your 2 negate and destroys, or your Gamma, negate and destroy, Infinity, negate and destroy, and then Unicorn, bounce a card. But more importantly, you're putting your Driver back into the graveyard to keep your other Gammas live. Just fun interactions that way. Otherwise, if you open like just core dupe and Gamma, instead of doing the whole IP Masquerena shenanigans, you'd go into your All Mirage, make your Nova, then All Mirage, Infinity, All Mirage and your Cyber Dragon summoned off a Nova into your Lambda. So you still got your Gamma in hand, Infinity on the field. So a few fun little plays you can do going first. And then going second, I really can't show you much without having an opponent's board here in front of me. But this card is just absolutely insane. And like I said, usually if you're going to do it, I would, as soon as I can, link into get Seeger. Link into my Seeger up top. Odds are I'd have get one more monster out. Like instead of going into your Nova, get out your like 2 soldiers and your core and soldier into Seeger, and then your other soldier and core, and go into your Genius here. And then you have your way to trigger Infernal Reckless, and you'll bring back your Seeger probably in an arrow, so you're trying to gain a link zone spot based on where, so you'd probably go far left or far right, and then just 3 Cyber Dragons in your core, line up your whole field, and then you'd trigger that, get to your Jizukiru in your hand because you just triggered your Genius effect. Then you kaiju your opponent. You can make a fortress to get rid of one of their monsters. that you kaiju'd, Infinity absorb another, and just kind of go ahead and OTK from there. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, we'll be giving away 1 or 2 field centers. I know they have that one in stock. They have unlimited runs there, and they might even have unlimited runs of Infinity by that point. Otherwise, if you're not even a Cyber Dragon fan, pick out Exodia, pick out Red Eyes. I think they have Blue Eyes, Thunder Dragon, Colossus, just all kinds of really good quality content. Hope you guys liked the video, and can't wait to see you next time.